Okay, this is part 2 of the scariest ghost type Pokemon tier list that we decided to just randomly do on a wonderful morning. We were like, hey, it's Halloween month, let's just do something that's Halloweeny, and I think we should just jump on to the next thing. I feel like if people
hold on, Connor. If people haven't seen part 1, they should probably go and watch part 1 first, because this is a very immersive experience.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Like if you look at all these placements, maybe some of the placements are a little confusing, and you're like, hey, no, I wouldn't have put that Pokemon in that tier. Like, come on, well, you guys crazy or something. So if you want to figure out what exactly we did in the previous tiers, then go to the previous video. We'll put it up here, and let's just jump right into it.
So let me set the scene for you, Connor. You know that Gengar that was the size of a room a second ago? Well, he's back, and now It looks like he's creeping in and out of the floor, red glowing energy encompassing his body, and a really weird third eye on his head.
Yeah, what's up with that? Okay, so I would say like weird third eye would have been creepy, but you know what? No, it is creepy because for some reason that third eye doesn't have. There's no expression in it. It's just there.
No. It's just staring at you, dude.
But I don't know if it's scarier than just the normal Gengar. I think the red does add a little flair to it, like it looks cooler for sure, but I don't think it's scarier necessarily. Like I would put this in like creepy or eerie.
Interesting. I think it's about on par with Gengar. It looks more like a wilder Gengar, right? And the thing with Mega Evolutions is that they get a little out of control. I just watched this thing animated in Pokken, and it's pretty scary. So I'd like to at least put it in. Yeah, I'd like to put it in eerie, if not terrifying.
Okay, sweet.
So Connor, as you open an old dusty wardrobe, out floats what you think is a hat and cloak, but as you look closer, it's Miss Magius.
I love that. I would say mildly disturbing because from first glance, I don't think this is a very scary Pokemon. Like it just has a hat. I mean, hats can be scary for sure, but I don't know. Like it kind of reminds me of a Scarecrow, and that could be pretty scary. I mean, it has the word scare in its name, so that's something. But I guess it's kind of floating, and you know, you see this hat and the ear, like the eyes kind of like peering underneath the hat.
I think it's spooky. I think it's spooky.
A little spooky?
It's a little spooky.
It's a little spooky. Okay.
It's still like a non-corporeal ghost that's floating towards you. Now, this is scary for different reasons, Connor. As you think you're looking at the glowing moon outside the window, but actually it starts to get closer to you, and it's Lunala in its Necrozma form, and it's just getting closer. It's glowing this weird light, and it's a giant bat-like creature. What do you think of this, Connor?
Okay, well, you know when people are like, I'm gonna put the fear of God in you, I think that's kind of what this thing would do to me, because not only am I scared to my very core, but I'm thinking this is God. This is actually God descending from heaven, and he's going to put me in hell or something like that. So I would say eerie as hell, or terrifying. I would say terrifying.
I think terrifying. I think on sheer power, it's terrifying. Yeah, definitely.
Like not in the in like a it's creepy, this thing, you don't know what it's gonna do, like more like, oh my god, you're gonna die, like that's it. That's
the real thing to be afraid of is just the pure power. Alright, Connor, you're gonna make a flee out into the backyard. It's completely fenced and you can't actually go anywhere, and there's these weird little stumps on the ground. As you see them start to move, you notice that they're actually little phantoms.
Ooh, little phantom. I'm gonna be honest, pretty cute. I think this thing, it has the voice of a child. I think that's part of the lore. Like
it's a dead child. Like an actual, it's definitely a dead child. Yeah,
which is pretty scary, I must say. But without the lore itself, I feel like it's a very adorable Pokemon. But
I'd still say it's mildly disturbing.
Yeah, but I think in the previous video, I like mentioned like kids laughing. Scary. Kids crying, not as scary, but still pretty scary. So I would say creepy, spooky or creepy.
Creepy, yeah.
Creepy? Do you like creepy?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do creepy.
Luring people into the forest or something, very creepy. All right, Connor, there's a little tea party set up in the garden, and you think, well, finally, this must be the tea that Lampent was offering me. Let me sit down and have some tea. But as you go to pour the tea, this strange little purple creature pops out of the teapot and goes,
oh my god. Yeah.
Are you spooked?
Well, all I want to really know is the secrets that this Pokemon beholds, because it's about to spill the tea.
Oh.
God, I'm hilarious. Okay, no, I'm gonna say not scary, because it looks like it's just an adorable little guy in a teapot,
It's a friendly teapot, yeah. I'm also gonna say not scary. I didn't find it very scary.
Yeah, it's a very cute guy. It's very cute.
Also, in this garden, you notice a vegetable patch, and in that vegetable patch are some little pumpkaboos.
Yeah,
What do you think of them?
Even the name, little pumpkaboo. I can't say it, but it's cute.
It is cute.
I would say
don't think
not
it's very scary.
Yeah. I don't think, like, maybe kind of like, well, that's kind of weird, but not scary. Like little floating fruit.
Is that a rag caught in the branches of the spindly tree, or is it actually a Miss Magius?
No, it's a Miss Cutius, because it's cute. It's not scary.
No, it's not. It's a Misdreavus because we did Miss Magius already. You think it's not scary? It's still a ghost. I'd have to say it's still mildly disturbing, because it's still a ghost,
I don't know. Like it. I think its big ol' eyes kind of makes me trusted, Like if it pops up in my field of vision, I'll be like, oh my gosh, is that like you said, is it a bag in the wind? No, it's a thing with eyes, and it has a cute little smile on it.
An ethereal white glow comes from a pond in the garden that you're in, Connor, and it's a little Galarian Corsola in the pond. This is not as scary for me.
I think it's would have been cute, but that face, that face is kind of weird. I don't like it. I would say mildly disturbing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we know that. Yeah, we know that Shedinjas are pretty soul sucky, scary, Connor. And there's a few of them flying around the garden around you. Ooh, it might be cool to be a little bit mildly disturbed, if not spooky. There, Connor. What do you think?
Yeah, I honestly think so. I mean, this thing doesn't like flap its wings or anything. It's just this husk,
just floats.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say even spooky. Honestly,
spooky it is. What looks to be going through a pile of treasure and jewelry and eating it with its sharp, scary teeth is a little goblin creature known as Sableye. What do you think, Connor?
Sableye, it's a little goblin-y. I'm not really sure how scary. You know what? Like a tiny little goblin. I think it would be a little scary. It would be a little. No, you know what? It would be
spooky.
I think mild. Yeah, okay, spooky. I'm okay with spooky, because if you think about it, like goblins. Wait, how small is this thing?
It's pretty big, and it kind of has like a janky movement to it. I don't like the way this thing moves. It looks like it's sort of like shaky and stuff. It's for me, it's probably a spooky or even a creepy.
Right, like when you say shaky, like it's like hopped up on coffee, kind of shaky.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Spooky.
Yep, that's fine with me.
Okay, sweet. Okay,
so we're back in the house. We're in the bedroom now, and there's this ghosty little rag floating around. What is that?
Okay. So the fact that this thing doesn't have any resemblance of arms or legs really scary. I think. Oh, yeah. I think because it's a slightly more simplified design than the other rag of a Pokemon. Right. I think because of the simplified version, it's just kind of creepy for some reason. I don't know why.
Right. It's kind of got like a faceless vibe to it. It would be a little
almost. Like if I saw these eyes and the blue, I don't know, something about it. Like if it was floating above my bed, and I just kind of looked up at it for a second, I feel like I would freak out a little bit. Yeah.
Well, you should be freaked out, Connor. So I think that's gonna be a spooky. I think that's just a spooky though, because it's not like, it's still very small. Connor, you lie down on the bed. You really need to catch your bearings. And next to you seems to be a plush doll with a big zip for a mouth.
Ooh, don't like that. Don't like that at all.
It's actually a Banette. It's got a big smile.
Yeah, no, Banette is a Bano for me.
It's a Bano for me.
And there's something about this Pokemon sticking needles into its body. That's a hell no for me. I'm gonna be honest. That's like creepy or even eerie.
I'd say eerie. Because definitely a fear for me would be my toys coming to life, but not for like the cool Toy Story reasons, but like out of evil, possessed doll vengeance kind of reasons. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Even the Toy Story version, it can be pretty scary. Even that
first movie. It can be pretty scary.
Yeah.
It can be pretty scary. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the right kind of situation, you would be terrified.
As you jump from the bed, realizing that this is a bonnet next to you, Connor, you see in front of you 2 other creatures phasing through the wall. These are Duskull and a mummified creature called Dusclops. This is a double whammy, Connor. You gotta rank them
double
both.
whammy. I like it. Duskull, I would say, like, so this thing it's floating, right? And it's like passing through walls and shit. I think anything with a skull, is quite scary. I would put him in a creepy, but Dusclops, I'm thinking this thing is as big as a human.
Definitely.
And that just like moving towards you with its one eye and its hands like right out in front of it. Terrifying. I would say like eerie or terrifying, honestly.
Yeah.
So like
I
so
go with
creepy
eerie, I think.
for Duskull, and then
Yeah, and then eerie for Dusclops.
Okay. Sweet.
As you run into the next room, the temperature drops. A sudden chill. Is that a woman you can make out through the mist? No, it's Frostlass.
Brilliant. I would say not too bad. I would say kind of creepy. I would say like any like womanly figure in the dark that kind of floats would be kind of scary, kind of creepy.
Yeah. I don't find the design very scary, but the lore is very
though,
definitely.
And
woman
like
in a
we'll
kimono.
probably have, because of the cold, there'll probably be like a mist as well. So yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna have to get creative with this one. You run down to the kitchen, and suddenly you notice that there's eyes staring at you from all the appliances, the oven, the fridge, the washing machine. They've all got these faces, and they're laughing and they're staring at you. These are of course all Rotoms.
Ooh, don't like that. I think objects that don't move, that don't like get possessed and float, like that's fine. Like floating objects is fine because I'm like, oh, it's kind of funny, But things that don't move at all, but with eyes, is just crazy creepy to me. Like paintings with eyes.
They would float.
No.
They would float.
They would float. Okay.
Yeah.
Then laughing though, the laughing thing really creeps me out. I would say like spooky.
Spooky. Okay. Another double whammy. What seems to be 2 piles of rubble or ancient ruins in the garden start to move and come to life. These are of course Golett and Golurk, and they're standing there, their eyes glowing. Okay,
so Golett kind of, he just seems like a fun boy. Just a fun boy, fun rocky boy, kind of round, kind of cute. I'm gonna say like not scary at all. Like I love this design.
Yeah, he's not scary.
Yeah, I think he's just a cute little boy. Golurk though, I think because he's huge.
He's huge.
Yeah, and if he started like walking towards me and the ground like shifted and rumbled, I would be a little scared. I would say like
his hand is reaching out towards the window where you are right now.
Yeah. Oh my god, I see it. Ah! I would say creepy though.
Yeah, creepy. I agree. Right, you're running into you run out of the room before it can smash through the window, and there's more suits of armor. These suits of armor are also holding swords, and the swords seem to float out of the hands of the armor and swirl around you, Connor. What do you think of those? Honedge and Doubleade. What do you think of them? We've encountered swords before, Connor. Are these scarier swords?
I think it's kind of like mildly disturbing. I know how you feel about swords and objects like floating around, and kind of like I don't find it that bad, especially if I know that this is the world of Pokemon, right?
Right.
I know like floating shit shouldn't really scare us too much, right?
Yeah.
I would say like mildly disturbing because I don't like those faces.
I also don't like the faces. Yeah, and I'd say. Actually, I find 2 of them weirdly not as scary as I find one of them. I find Honedge to be more like spooky and Doubleade to be more mildly disturbing.
I don't know, the double blade kind of reminds me of the twins from The Shining.
Ooh, yeah, that's like they're just floating there.
They're kind of doing everything in sync, and it's like, that I feel is pretty scary.
Okay, spooky.
Spooky it is.
All right, next up is Hooper. Now, Hooper, it just doesn't come across as very scary. It opens up portals and lets like legendaries through. That's pretty terrifying. The fact that it could just probably open a portal and have Zekrom level a city. That's pretty scary. But as a Pokemon itself, I don't find it very scary. Sorry, I didn't really do an intro for that one.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So I think like not scary, just because like I think he would be kind of annoying, but that's
like a trickster. Yeah. Two birds swoop down from the tree outside, and one is a giant owl wearing a hood made of leaves, and the other a strange dancing bird, parrot type of thing. They stand in front of you, moving slowly.
Ooh, I think like a giant owl in a hood is kind of creepy. No,
pretty
maybe
menacing.
Spooky. Yeah, pretty menacing, and you're like, oh my god, is this thing gonna beat the shit out of me? And the other one, like, we're just gonna vibe. And I think anything that dances in the Pokemon world, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, dude, let's break
just
it
gonna
down.
vibe with it. You're just gonna have a dance.
Come on, let's go. So I'm gonna say like spooky for this dude. And then mildly disturbing, because maybe in the dark, like, it's just like in the dark, like this thing, it's flapping its wings, and you're like, oh my god, what is it? Like, we'll vibe eventually, but I like at first I'm gonna be like, what's going on?
Connor, you think back to your time as a child, playing on the beach and building sandcastles, and you remember, Connor, putting your hand inside a sandcastle, and slowly you built this huge palace out of sand. These were, of course, Sandygast and Palisand.
I think things made out of sand would be fairly creepy, but the design is just like too cute, especially for Sandygast.
Really, I find Sandygast probably more scary than Palisand. I find it kind of goofy that it's a castle, but the fact that it's just like living sand, that's pretty scary to me.
Okay. Then what do you think?
I'm thinking creepy for Sandygast, and the evolution is maybe mildly disturbing. Although after its Pokédex entry, probably spooky. Alright, now I don't even need to tell you about Mimikyu, Connor. Mimikyu approaches you, its little eyes are staring at you, but what lurks underneath that cloak?
Okay, so like obviously the whole cloak thing is pretty scary. It's supposed to be like that whole, if we used to reference Ben 10, that would be the equivalent of Ghost Freak opening up his thing. But I think even before that like the doll head, the Pikachu doll head, like it being like limp, flopping around as it moves, that is pretty scary to me. I wouldn't really notice the eyes first. I would notice that
you would notice the scary head, yeah.
Yeah.
And what looks like a soft toy approaching you. It's pretty scary.
That is pretty scary. Like Toy Story vibes, bro. Yeah. I think creepy.
Okay, now this is just kind of Lunala again. So instead of painting another scenario, I think also terrifying. In fact, I find it more terrifying it like not glowing and having extra bits on it.
Right. And like the eyes alone just glowing, that would be pretty scary, I would say. Like terrifying, would you say?
Yeah, also terrifying, definitely.
Yeah.
Now you said you didn't like Banette. This is Mega Banette. That Banette
I think it's mega terrifying, yeah.
It's mega terrifying. That doll followed you, dude, and now it's mega evolved. And these zips have opened up, revealing ghostly red energy.
I think the fact that it's also like it has its arms spread out as it floats towards you. I'm good. Thank you. Terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying. Definitely. They definitely knew what they were doing with that design. Okay, Runerigus is Cofagrigus'. Well, it's the evolution to Galarian Yamask, and it's kind of like a haunted ancient mural. I don't really find it that scary, but I mean, I guess a mural coming to life would be mildly disturbing. What do you think?
That's a tough one. I think like, yeah, you know what? If it was a wall, if it pretended to be a wall and then it started like breaking up and then you kind of became
the wall next to you crumbles and ghostly hands come out of it. Yeah,
I think that's pretty creepy. I think that's pretty creepy. I think I would have a mild heart attack if I was just like, oh, it's just a normal hallway and then that'd be like not
Thank
great.
You for the sound effects. That was great.
You're welcome. Creepy? Is that alright?
Creepy it is. Yep, creepy works. Awesome. Alright, this is just Sableye again. I feel like he's still just spooky, even if he's carrying around a giant gem now.
Yeah. I would say mildly disturbing. Mildly disturbing, just because like because its gem kind of makes it more revealed. I would say like, oh, it's just a little guy with a giant ass crystal. Like it's not too. Like I would be more terrified of something that was scuttling around with tiny little
Yeah, this guy's just awkwardly carrying his gem around that's way too heavy for him.
Yeah. You just hear this like of this gem being dragged on the floor, and you look around and it's him, and he looks up and he waves at you, and he just carries on. Okay, mildly disturbing.
Mildly disturbing, yeah.
Sweet.
All right, I'm gonna say so this one is on here for the same reason Arceus is on here, because if you give it an object, it can become a ghost type, but it's not really a ghost type. So yeah, I mean it's scary in a different way, but it's not ghost type scary. So I would say not scary.
Not scary at all. I mean, this is like a griffin thing, dude.
Okay.
Like I find horses kind of scary in a way. And this is the size of one, and it has claws.
I think it's more of a big dog.
Yeah. Dogs can be scary.
Dogs can be scary. Okay.
Yeah, in the right.
You want a spooky? You want to say spooky?
Give me a spooky. Give me a spooky.
How do you sit down and once again try to have some tea? And this tea is also alive.
Yeah, what's up with me trying to have tea in this scary ass house, dude?
I don't know. You're very thirsty, man. You've been doing like a lot of running and stuff. It's also very dusty.
True. You know? True. Yeah. Yeah. Not scary. It's just a cute little teacup.
All right. That same horse is back, but now it's just on its own and it's galloping towards you. Are you scared?
Am I? Nah. It's yeah. I think it's I think it would be pretty scary actually. Like just the sounds of hooves clopping along.
The sounds of the hooves clumping.
Yeah, yeah. And you think like, oh, it's just like a normal horse, but then you see like these dreads like kind of like fluttering around as it's running or whatever. I think this would be like at least an eerie or creepy.
Eerie, yeah. Go with eerie.
Do you want to put it at an eerie? Okay.
I think like a dead animal come back to life. That's pretty scary, you know?
Yeah.
All right, Spiritomb. I believe this is made of like 100 souls all like trapped in a rock or something. And it always just seems like the most cursed object in Pokemon.
Yeah,
Connor, you of course have picked this up in the house. Yeah.
And then what does it do? Does it like
it jumps out of the rock at you and it's like bleh.
Yeah, no, my soul would leave me. I think terrifying.
Yeah, I think it's a terrifying Pokemon. Connor, are the trees moving, or is that just a whole horde of Trevenants coming out of the woods towards the house?
No, like ants, dude. No. I've always found ants kind of creepy. I think they were kind of at least in Lord of the Rings, they were shown to be like these guardians of the forest, you know, but.
Yeah,
I found them so freaking scary, man. I would say eerie at least.
I think like haunted forests and things moving. I'm thinking of the maze from Harry Potter. Like that was terrifying.
Oh yeah. Whoa, I forgot about that. Yeah, that actually unlocked like another fear that I had about like hedges. Okay, eerie.
Eerie, yeah.
Sweet.
All right, it carries the mask of its face. It carries its face when it was alive.
It carries the mask of the face of the things.
Of the face.
The fact that it's kind of crying and kind of sad, I don't like. Just really sad. I wouldn't say it's scary.
As well.
Maybe mildly disturbing. I think like the eye kind of scares me a little bit. The lore is kind of scary, but not too scary. But I think that eye is kind of like, oh, that's mildly disturbing. Like, don't look at me, bro. Yeah. Honestly, I would say the same thing for both.
Definitely, they're both equally as scary. I think this is terrifying. I don't know why we have another one either. So you're talking about the fear of God. This is actually God. So I think and God takes on the powers of a ghost. Yeah, that's going to be the most terrifying thing that you're just ever going to see. So.
I think I'm just gonna add another one up here called Fear of God.
Right.
And that. Oh wait, I didn't actually
make it purple. Oh, did you?
I just got ruined everything. I'm so sorry, guys. Don't look at me. Okay, we're good. So
this I made a mistake. This wasn't actually another form of Lunala. This is that's Dawnwing's Necrozma, and honestly, I think that could probably go in the Fear of God. That could also go in the Fear of God tier.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. But I think that's it. Well, obviously we have this second
Dusclops 2.
Yeah. You know what? I feel it's pretty sad to leave him there. I'm gonna put him over here. There we go.
You put him with his friend. Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Now they can scare me with two of them, which would actually be pretty terrifying. Yeah.
Connor, where are the Gen 9 Pokemon?
Shit.